What's up, guys? Welcome to episode 4 of the Extraction Zone podcast, all about Mass Effect 3 multiplayer. I'm your host, known as Gilgamesh V9 or Jonah, whichever one you prefer. Who else am I with here?
There's me, Republican Strider.
I'm John, Great Fail, you know.
Jordan.
And we have our very special guest this week. Why don't you introduce yourself, sir?
Alright, I'm Kojak, 2091 on Reddit. I go by Kojak, go by Ryan, whatever you want to call me. My playstyle generally chills on engineer, running with my collector rifle. I usually just stick with the human engineer 24/7 now. On Reddit, I kind of sneak my way up to the moderator position by just doing everything on the wiki with the big bad list builds, or the BBLoB as I like to call it. I worked my way up into changing a lot of the CSS, which I'm sure is terribly done right now, but what you gonna do?
You're also a beautiful artist.
I'm a beautiful MS Paint artist, if you are not aware. I have many, many galleries on my Imgur account. That's basically it.
We're definitely going to link that in the...
I also think for this episode we should use your background artwork instead of the one that Smeed's made. Let's do that.
Oh, definitely.
Oh, God.
If not, there'll be a link. Hopefully I'll remember this time.
I still have it. Yeah, I still have both of them.
Yeah, I have them saved, so...
For those who don't know, when we started this podcast, we had a thread for requesting background art, and I have to say, Kojak's was one of my most favorite pieces of art I've ever seen. It was just amazing.
It was pretty good. I was laughing quite heartily. So. Alright, yeah, so let's talk about the challenge first. So Shredder, how did your challenge go?
First, let's bring up what the challenge was.
That's right. Excellent point there.
Everyone's a mind reader. So the challenge was, at least for me and Ginja Ninja, was play as an Asari and Drell Biotic. The only one of the four I like, the regular non-DLC stuff, was the Drell Adept, because Reeve and Cluster Grenades are pretty fun. It was pretty good. We decided to play on Platinum, because, you don't want Gold to be too easy. Let's do Platinum. We did on Reactor Hazard. And there was two other guys. There was a Geth Engineer who eventually at Wave 7 just AFK'd and DC'd somewhere in the back corner. And then there was a tryhard infiltration unit with a Rieger, and she got absolutely demolished. Because buying explosions every 3 seconds is pretty overpowered. I mean, balanced.
It's fine.
Seriously, every time it's that player's fault for choosing the Rieger, because every time she tried to rush up to a target, the thing already died from biotic explosion. Wasn't even fair.
Like Rieger on ED.
The Rieger's a stupid gun.
It's dumb. It's silly, I think, is what it is. It's
Ghostbusters. Stop those ghosts. Come on.
But you have such a tiny range to hit things with.
Yeah.
But it's
Soft
Ghostbusters.
cover, and you're ED, so I mean, you have your Jesus button. So
the Jesus button.
Well, at least the ED didn't die all the time. That was convenient. Couldn't really kill things either.
What was our challenge again?
Same thing. So I think I was rolling with the Drell Adept. Jordan, you were the Asari Adept, right?
Vanilla, sorry, yep.
Yeah, and then your friend, Jordan, Mr. Autobot 90, was a Asari Vanguard, I think, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was a Drell Adept, level 11 though, so... You know, I could have gotten a higher score, but I chose not to.
Yeah, so that was, I mean, like Shredder said, you know, doing that on gold is pretty easy because those are really strong classes, especially when you play them together. So, I know we did it once on gold with you, John, but then after you got off, we actually extracted on platinum, and we.
Oh my god!
We're the best. But I mean, like, I think I won't rehash everything that we said in the last podcast because those are really strong classes if you play them correctly. But I think the big thing that we took away from it was that if you have a biotic team that's very well synergized and you're fortunate enough to have enough grenades between all of you, you just wreck everything. So
I just kept pressing pull and watching you guys just biotic explode everything.
Yeah, the Reeve juice.
That was fun.
So it was really good. I mean, yeah, anything else you wanna add there, guys? Or
No, we're pretty good.
all right, cool.
No,
Win,
good.
James.
Well, our topic this week that we totally did not do a while ago is the on-disc common and uncommon weapons. So let's talk about those. I think they're all okay. I think the on-disc characters are, I think, objectively better.
Much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you feel about snipers?
I'm sorry, Jordan. What'd you say?
I can't think of any of these weapons I would prefer over any of the weapons that came later.
Yeah.
I'd like
Oh,
not
no.
one. I mean, I guess there's the Claymore, but I'm not a fan of that gun. I'm probably, like in my own little boat on hating that gun. But
I think, yeah, maybe.
out of that, yeah, I mean, I don't think any of these I really like particularly. Oh, I guess the Paladin and Talon. Okay, there are two in there.
I'm a guy who doesn't like ultra rares, so all these weapons are like blessings to me, except for the snipers. I don't know about you guys. You guys are like bashing on these. I love these guns.
I mean, the Maddock's good. I don't know.
Of course, because everybody loves the Maddock. It's a universal weapon. Well, although
I
it's not
prefer
really
the
that like.
Raptor.
Yeah.
Minority opinion.
Oh no, the incisor that was one of the weapons, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's I don't know. Well, that was actually one of my favorite sniper rifles.
Yeah.
To be honest, like I remember there was one time I was running with it, and like I was playing, I think the Asari Infiltrator on gold, which I guess doesn't count, but I managed to like outscore everybody on my team just using mostly the incisor. Like I got really good at just feeling the kick from it, and I just kicked into it really well.
It's interesting that you say that, because the incisor is, I think, one of the guns that I just don't like. Like, I just won't use it. So, I mean, I guess it's good that some people like it, but for me, I just can't get a hang of it. I
think for me and for Kojak, it's that if you're not really a pro with a sniper rifle, like you can't like get headshots often, it's good if you just want to like do damage as quickly as possible. That's how I view it as.
I guess I can see that.
I don't know.
I assume just so we're clear, because I'm sort of lost in the moment, we're just going to stick with common and uncommon at the moment, because there's a bunch of guns on disc.
Yeah, here, let's, yeah. There actually, yeah, there is. Yeah, so let's stick with the common uncommon then. So,
I mean,
Don't
the only gun
choose
that
yellow.
I'm sorry.
Sorry, for those who can't see, we
Yeah,
have
we have a
a
Google Doc that
document,
we're
someone
referencing
decided
right
to
now,
change
yeah.
the color.
Alright, we
I
need
mean,
to get some energy in here. Come on, dude. We're
the second gun that I'm not really that I'm really familiar with is a Mantis, and even then I barely scrape the surface with how good it is, because I don't know, I can't handle the slow firing rate. It's just horrible.
I mean, for all
Alright,
the
go ahead.
of all the common weapons, the Mantis is easily the best. Like,
I'm with you there.
yeah, Mantis is easily the best. Katana is maybe okay. Some people can use it well, I can't. I think I one time just modded it to ungodly levels and had a lot of fun with it, but no, like, just the rest of the common weapons are just terrible.
They're not all
The Avenger's
terrible.
kind of fun. Is it we
The
don't get
Avenger's
into it over?
terrible. The
It's
Avenger is terrible.
It's easy to manage, it's lightweight, so I've used that on a few biotic classes before, just when I'm fucking around, so like the Human Adept and the Avenger. It's not
The
a
face gen
horrible
is
combination.
better for that.
Actually, I can
Yeah.
agree with.
I mean, I know that, but I'm just fucking around with friends, and I'm like, oh, you know what, I haven't used this gun in forever, why not pull it out?
You might as well be like throwing spit wads. That's how I view the Avenger. It's just
Yeah, it's
sure it's
terrible.
lightweight, but it's not that good a damage output.
It's terrible,
Yeah,
but it's a classic.
Did y'all see that one video put up of, I actually went through and modded, like, the damage output and fire rate of the Avenger, and I got Salsatives pissed off to ungodly levels, but,
Just
yeah,
disapprove of modding.
uh,
Or,
something like that.
okay.
But yeah, it just got to the point where you could just take out anything that was in front of you in half a second. I'll try to pull it up. So y'all can.
I think I remember
look at it,
seeing something like that. I guess I didn't know it was you.
Yeah. Yeah. The Avenger, I don't like vanilla at all. It's way too weak, and I would rather use almost any other assault rifle.
How about like burst weapons, like the Vindicator or the Mattock? Would you still consider them weak, or they're more better because of their firing rate?
The Vindicator, I also don't like. It's too weak to be a good bolt. Like it's supposed to be a burst rifle, but it doesn't have enough. It has the damage of like a decent assault rifle, and it's a burst rifle, so it's not any good at all. The Matic is actually a gun I prefer to the Harrier, because I hate the Harrier. It does not have any ammo, but.
Shredded,
But no,
your
yeah.
opinion?
Maddox is.
Well,
I'd take that over to Harrier, actually, now that I think about it.
Well,
Alright.
you have to go through the problems. Cerberus Harrier, in order to balance it, is the fact that you have to shoot through ammo. That's a good.
Well, there's a difference between chewing through ammo and being able to shoot for like 5 seconds, which is what you get with the Harrier.
Okay, never mind then. I see your point.
it fires way too fast.
Yeah. But yeah, the Matic, like, you can just shoot it faster and you'll be fine. Like, Matic's a very respectable gun on its own. It's probably one of the better weapons of the common and commons.
I'd say that's the best of all the common uncommons, if you're asking me.
Yeah.
Just all around. I think the Eviscerator might be up there as well, but yeah. The Vindicator, actually, I've had some success with. I'll put it on a class that has, like, Overload or something that can stun, and then I will put the scope and the recoil mod on it, and then all 3 of the rounds hit their face, and it's not terrible if you do that. I was doing that to get the challenge for, like, the ribbon and stuff, but I ended up not doing terrible. Obviously, I could have done a lot better using something else, but it's not as bad as I expected.
Yeah, like, that's kind of how burst rifles are supposed to be. It's supposed to be, you're supposed to get, like, really, not quite, like, single shot rifle damage on all the bullets, but really close, because odds are you're only going to hit one or 2 of those shots, and you're supposed to, like, try to get all 3, and if you get all 3, it's supposed to, like, heavily outweigh both using a fully automatic and just a semi-auto. And yeah, like,
Later.
yeah,
I always aim for belly buttons, and then it just recoils right up into their face.
yeah.
But
Like,
this
yeah,
guy's over here.
It's similar to how the incisor works and all that, but kind of how you aim at belly button with the Vindicator. I always aim for, like, just, like, the bottom of the neck and with the incisor and just pull down pretty hard, and then normally you'll get, like, 2 or 3 headshots with it. Another weapon I really liked of those is actually one of the few decent SMGs in the game, even though I know there's only like 6 or 7 or something like that. The Locust is actually, at least in Mass Effect 2, it was my favorite gun in the game. And then it took a punch to the face in 3.
Was it really that bad? I don't think it was that nerve.
I mean, it wasn't bad, but it was so amazing in 2, at least for me. Like, I really enjoyed it in 2, and then I hoped it would be at, the same level, or at least a step lower at the worst case. And it's not nearly as good.
If you were to ask me what the worst gun in the game was, I'd probably say the Locust. Honestly, I hate it. I just hate it. I can't.
You're forgetting a crucial
There's
worst
one
one.
more.
The Shuriken?
Oh, you mean
Yeah,
the
Shuriken.
the
I
best
think the
gun in the
Shuriken
game?
is the Locust, man.
The Shuriken is the best gun in the game.
No, it is
by
the worst
far.
gun
No,
in the game.
why?
Every single reason.
You gotta pull
that
like
you could think
something to like think that the Shuriken is one of the best. It is the worst gun
It is
ever.
quite literally the best gun in the game.
Okay, explain
Forget
it
the
to us.
missile launcher. I'll take a Shuriken.
Okay, explain it to us. What's so good about
What's-
it?
So you see an enemy, and you want to kill it. The shuriken reminds you that murder is a crime, and you shouldn't do that.
You know what? All right, he's convinced me, ladies and gentlemen.
You have a point.
But no, yeah,
For pacifists.
it's like if you want a taser in the game, that's basically just what you gotta do. Just pull out the shuriken and get your free taser.
It alerts the enemies to your location.
Then how would you describe the Predator then?
You know, a nice rock. You get a little rock to throw at people.
Basically, I don't want to carry a weapon, but I have to, so I'll carry this.
Yeah.
At least in the beginning of the game, until you get like the acolyte.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's actually another thing I wanted to point out is like, because I know we had a bunch of new players like asking, oh, what should I run early? And I remember when I was first playing this game, like back when I actually played on my PS3 ever, I got to the point where all I ran was Turian Sentinel with a Phaeston, and it was actually it's one of the better, like, beginning setups. Like, it's pretty solid damage for an uncommon weapon. It's the only good fully automatic you can get until you start unlocking some of the golds.
And it's light, too. It's light and has a lot of ammo, which I think is pretty forgiving then for newer players.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that whole, like, just a Turian Sentinel with a Phaeston's a very, very good beginning setup after you get your feet in.
Yeah, I think the Phaeston is pretty underrated. I really liked it. So...
It also looks pretty.
It does look cool, yeah. Like, the Turian guns look cool.
Actually, I want to nitpick the Phaeston a little bit. When you, like, put it at the back, like, your back, like you said it at your back, it bothers me because it's a little lower, and then the tip of the gun, like, sticks out of you like a sore thumb, and it's like, ugh. It's the worst design choice ever.
That.
Like when you run, when you run as a human, it's really obvious. Like, it bothers me so much.
I have to like play and see what you're talking about because I don't know it. I can't say I've ever noticed that.
Trust me, once I say that, you're gonna notice it every time you.
I bet. Yeah. Thanks.
Speaking of ammo wasters, how do you feel about the Tempest? Is it an ammo waster? I don't really know.
It just spews a lot of bullets really fast. It's like the Phaeston, but you'd rather have a bit more damage than stability and accuracy.
Yeah, I think my friend, that was one of his first guns that he ever got, and he was also fortunate enough to get a recoil dampener for the SMG. Even though it was level 1, he slapped that on, and that was like his go-to gun for a while, like when he was just starting out. So I think if you are lucky enough to get one of those mods, then it's definitely not bad.
It's not good either.
Yeah, it's not, but it's probably the best SMG that you get besides the Hurricane, at least, or Hornet, I guess, is better as well. But
you know, we're just got a few other guns too, like Double Impact Punisher. Well, that's not on disc, so
I like the Gets one actually a lot, just because it's so accurate and there's like no recoil whatsoever on it, and lightweight. Whenever I'm running my biotic classes, and since my Hurricane is still really low level, I could use like SMG with armor piercing mod to kill shielded enemies and whatnot. And it doesn't add any extra weight to my adept classes.
it is really light. Like really, really light.
And shoots a bunch of tiny rocks at enemies.
Yeah, little teeny tiny water pellets at people.
Well, if you like equip like cryoblast, you could freeze them, and then you use your real weapon, and you're like, "Oh, I'm a scary guy."
Yeah, I guess.
I suppose it's true.
I just keep it for the purpose of going through Guardian Shields. That's like literally the only time I ever pull it out. It's like, I could either try to bend bullets around this guy or bend powers for like 2.5 hours, or I could just pull out my squirt gun and kind of kill him that way.
You don't have a gun with a high velocity barrel on it?
Well, he runs.
SMG?
I use the Acolyte. Acolyte versus Guardian Shield is not fun.
You have to like bounce it like off the wall behind him.
I have to do geometry calculations.
You gotta bounce under him, man.
Yeah. What do you guys think of the Phalanx? I think that's also a really, really solid weapon when you're just starting out. Like, until you get the Carnifex at a high level, I think that's definitely a very solid go-to, like, power caster pistol.
I like the Phalanx. It hits. It hits.
I would use it, but the sound turns me off, so I'm not really.
I hate that gun.
Yeah.
I hate it. Like, it looks ugly, and I don't like how it sounds, and it makes me think that it doesn't do anything, so I'll just use something else.
Alright.
I mean, it's alright, but I would upgrade it to the Carnifex first chance I ever get.
I don't know, I like the ammo capacity the Phalanx have. It's a good compromise between the Predator. I have so many bullets, but they don't do any damage, versus the Carnifex and maybe something such as the Paladins. Well, it got some bullets, but gotta reload really often.
The Eagle
Yeah.
isn't that much better either. Does it have a lower or higher ammo capacity?
Eagle has a
ammo
decent
capacity.
size ammo cap. I was using it last night. It's actually a really good gun.
I think the base is 24, which is double. It does.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is 24. And then it has like a 200 something extra.
Yeah, I love the Eagle on my Fury. Like, I don't think I've ever run my N7 Fury without an Eagle on her. I don't know, it was just what I threw together the first time, and it worked really well, so I just stuck with it.
What was so good about it?
I don't know, I like the fact that it was a lightweight, fully automatic weapon. It was just what I wanted.
Mm.
And it hits decently hard at that. Most fully
Yeah.
auto
but
handguns
that
like that
recoil-
are tickle rifles, but that thing actually does a good amount of damage.
But that recoil, though, it's not. It's not a good thing.
I was unlucky enough to get the Eagle 8. So, like, through all the
Unlucky enough.
weekend. I don't like the Eagle. Like, you guys are you guys are talking about it now, and it makes me want to try it again, but I really am not a fan. So,
Fun doesn't help you out here on console either. Oh,
yeah.
because of
alright.
recoil.
Yeah.
I'm when I play on a console, a PS2, and I try to use guns with recoil, they're terrible. I can understand why you hate recoil.
Yeah, it's definitely easier to control on the PC. That's one thing I noticed. But, trying to think. Oh yeah, shotties. We haven't talked about any of those.
Scimitar is quite a solid gun. I actually prefer that over quite a few. I like that more than a lot of the other shotguns. I mean, Rieger will probably always be my favorite, then Wraith, and then actually probably Scimitar, just because I don't like the Claymore. I'm one of those people. I might get flack for it, but so be it. It's good. I mean, it kills things, it reloads relatively quick, it has a decent sized ammo clip. It's just good. I mean, it's not great, but it's good.
I could describe every common and uncommon weapon. It's not great, but it's serviceable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure you can.
Unless you hit armor, then
Sure you
You're
can.
Yeah, but if we say that, the podcast is over, so.
I think that's just like how the common uncommon guns go. It's like, well, it's not great, but it'll hold you until you get the rare stuff, which is
So you
strange
guys are
because the
Shuriken's
characters.
good?
Well,
Is that what I'm
obviously
hearing?
there's some exceptions.
except the
gonna say.
Shuriken, because that gun's terrible.
Yeah.
It was
Nobody
serviceable.
loves-
I'm gonna go on a rant for a second.
All right. Yeah,
Most
go
of
ahead.
these
Okay.
common and uncommon guns are basically from Mass Effect 2, right? Except for the Phaeston
Uh-huh.
and the Raptor.
Yeah, actually, looking at it, I think so.
And in Mass Effect 2, a bunch of these guns are actually pretty decent. The Shuriken was actually serviceable, because you can easily chain off the 3-round bursts. Now, Mass Effect 3, it's a 6-round burst, and there's a small firing delay, which makes it just absolutely terrible. The Locust, like you said, used to be like the best SMG ever, that you didn't even need assault rifle training. You can get whatever other training you want, but now it's sort of a spy machine gun. Actually, the Tempest is one I'd actually do prefer now, because there's no longer that silly 5-round burst you need to go through.
I remember in Mass Effect 2, I liked the Shuriken because me being an infiltrator, I would run out of ammo really, really quickly, and so the Shuriken had a lot of ammo, and especially on like the mission where you're on the derelict collector, whatever the derelict
Spoilers.
reaper, the one where you find Legion, I look at that mission. Where there's just like the tons and tons of husks, so I would like use all like my 7 Mantis shots, and you'd be like, well, shit. Okay, so
You're just bad at ammo conservation.
yeah, exactly.
Because you have the
Wait.
pistol, which could probably be like the Phalanx. Oh, rest in peace with the Phalanx. It used to be like the Carnifex, it had a cool laser sight. Now it's like a medium pistol, which isn't bad, but
Mm.
I kind of do miss the old bang. It's ka-ching, ka-ching, when you have the laser sight. Yeah, that was really cool. Katana was good. Scimitar was great in 2. Now in 3, it's more of the pellets. As soon as the pellet hits armor, it's over, unless you start armor piercing. The Eviscerator actually still stayed great, surprisingly.
I really like the Eviscerator, yeah. It's good, like, shotgun for casters, like Crow Guards and stuff. I think it's...
I feel like the Wraith does everything it does better.
Well, that's because it's an ultra rare.
So, I mean, the Scimitar, at least it had its shining days for a little while until, what's it called?
Piranha.
Yeah, until the Piranha came out.
Yeah,
and
that's true.
It does everything it does better. But
Except for
that took a
accuracy.
while. Yeah, true. But, I mean, if you're standing in their face, you don't really need too much accuracy.
Yeah, I think
No.
the best thing I
Stick
like
it down
about the
their throat.
Scimitar when I use it is that it's good to just be like a get out of my face gun. Like if you're a caster and like something's on cooldown and a husk is like on top of you, it's really easy just to be like, nope, go away. Or like if there's a marauder that's walking towards you, you can just like unload a few shots into his face and then wait for your throw or whatever to come back up. So I think that's where it shines for me.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess one more positive thing about the common uncommons that they all reload pretty fast. I mean, okay, people who aren't me or anyone on the podcast, we currently have a spreadsheet-ish of all the on-disc weapons. And what I'm seeing here, of weapons that aren't common uncommon that reload relatively fast, there's of the sniper rifles, it's the Indra, kind of. Doesn't reload that much faster. Not really seeing anything in the assault rifle category. The
Yeah.
SMG, the only one I can think of is the Hornet, because the Hornets, you just drop the clip, put it back in like half a second, like the Predator.
Right.
Not really seeing anything in the shotgun department. Maybe the Wraith, if you think about the Eviscerator and the Crusader.
Disciple's kind of quick, isn't it?
Yeah, Disciples kind of. I'll give that the benefit of the doubt. And on pistols,
Nothing.
no, the Arc Pistol maybe. It still takes some time.
Yeah.
Can't remember
Kind
last time
of.
I used that.
Reload speed is, for pistols is relatively fast anyways. So,
Redeeming qualities. They're
redeeming
there.
qualities of common uncommons. They reload pretty fast. I mean, the Mantis, even though it's got lengthier reloads than all of them, isn't too bad. The Raptor is my favorite of all the... If you couldn't tell already, Raptor is my favorite uncommon weapon because it has the world's fastest reload. You just pull down a lever and you put it back up and it's reloaded. Not like the Maddock where it's your best friend. It's like, there you go, Maddock. Thanks for being there for me.
Like a pat on the back.
Like a pat on the back, or in this case, it's like pat on the integrated barrel inside of it.
Yeah. I guess, yeah,
The
that is
Avenger.
a good point. I never really
it's the
noticed the
same thing with
Maddox
Avenger.
reload
That's
isn't
what I was
that
about to
great.
say.
Yeah.
You know, the
That's one
other...
of
Sorry, talk over you. The other
Oh.
common uncommons are reload fairly fast. The Incisors, so the Viper's pretty fast. The Avengers, you just slap on it, it's like, more ammo!
Yep.
More ammo! Vindicator's same thing, more ammo. The Shuriken and Predator, you just, in the Locust now, you would just slap up another magazine inside.
See, I
Katana, the Scimitar, and the Eviscerator, all of the, you just pull it up, cock it, it's good to go.
Yeah, I still just can't get behind the Raptor because I'm looking at the damage or the spreadsheet right here, and it does 108 damage per shot at level 10, but the Maddox does 103 damage per shot at level 1. Like, they're both maxed. It's just, I don't know,
How
man. I
much-
can't get behind it.
You can't get behind it.
I can't. No,
Maddox doesn't have a scope. The Raptor is more accurate. The Raptor lets you get headshots a lot easier with the combination of the scope and the higher accuracy. It certainly has a much faster reload speed. Plus, you can put down rounds almost just as fast, if not faster.
I don't know.
Plus,
I
you
guess
get
Cool.
plus now you have the double, the high velocity barrel that does both damage and penetration. As opposed to the Maddox, you need to put damage and then the other regular penetrating mod. And you can't have more. You got more clip size ammo for the Maddox, but not more spare ammo.
those are all very solid points. I really
I
don't know what to say.
Statistically speaking, the Maddox is better. I just
Yeah.
find when it comes to handling, the Raptors is a lot more natural for me. Especially when it comes to accuracy, because I can get headshots a lot easier.
Yeah, I think maybe just because I'm a console scrub and it's a little bit harder to get headshots, maybe it's not as great.
Damn straight.
Maybe you just
Alright.
suck.
I'm not terrible.
That's what
but-
Shredder just said. Man, you just suck.
Yeah, I mean, when I played on PS3, I didn't really have that much issue with getting headshots. Although I did, I played with this one guy who would like only ever do Hydra Firebase Hydra with Geth. So I got pretty decent at just doing headshots because he was like platinum soloable quality player. Like he was ridiculously good. So I just let him do everything and just sat back and did snipes from the other end of the map. Because that's actually a pretty good sniping map.
I think it's the best one for sniping.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
What, not Rio?
No, Rio's got those boxes in the back and more ammo.
Yeah.
And you get shot from both sides in the center as opposed to Hydra. You kind of funnel them all to you
Yeah.
at once.
And you have tunnel vision if you're sniping, and that's bad on Rio because they do like to spawn like next to you.
Yeah,
My
fair
favorite
guys.
is actually Firebase White because that's.
I feel like you guys are just saying this
originally
because all of
played
you. Oh, sorry.
I like Firebase White for sniping because, I mean, that was like Solarian Infiltrator back in the good old days. That was one of the two characters that I played. And so I got really solid at map awareness and sniping on that one. Just stand up at the top by the ladder, kill them as they come.
Meanwhile, your three teammates are inside the labs because they all farmed.
Yeah. Now this is pre-farming when I was like a super scrub, but it was fun.
Yeah, sniping on White, yeah, that's not bad. Because if you stand up at the top, then they pretty much only come at you from down by the down in the bottom area there.
And then if they do spawn on the ship or whatever, that's really easy too because they jetpack up and stand there for like a second and a half and it's like, oh, okay, free headshot, you're dead, fall back off. Oh, another one jumps up, you're dead, fall back off.
And that's when you use your Smitmar and, just stone everybody. More or less.
Smittenmar?
Smittenmar.
I don't know how you properly pronounce it.
Scimitar.
Scimitar. Scimitar.
C is silence.
Hell yeah. What do you guys think of the Viper? I think that's the only one we haven't talked about yet.
The recoil. It'd be a great gun if it didn't have that much recoil in between shots.
It was
Mine.
my favorite gun in Mass Effect 2 because you got that slowdown
was
time
great.
and then you could just pop off headshots on everything really
It was
quickly.
like the Raptor.
Yeah, the slowdown time, man. It's too
I don't
good.
know. I feel like the Mantis is better than Viper, honestly. I at least like it better than I like the Mantis better than the Viper.
Yeah, I'm with you there. I like the Mantis above. Actually, anything. The single shots have always been better to me.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice to have, what is it? It gives you like a 3 round clip or something on the Viper.
Is it? I thought it was 6.
Oh no, I'm going off of memory right now. I haven't used that gun in forever. But still, yeah, you get like 1 shot per clip or something with the Mantis, so you have to reload after every shot. And then you get however many with the Viper. So I mean, that's nice. You can like pop off 2 quick ones if you have to, but I would much rather just use a single shot Mantis.
Does it do less damage or no?
I think the Mantis does more damage per shot.
At level 1, it does 738.7 damage, and
Jeez.
the Viper does 292.1 per shot. But you also get 6. Yeah, like I said, I have the spreadsheet right here, so I'm looking at that while you guys are talking.
Mr. Number Cruncher.
Yes. Interestingly enough, the Mantis has less DPS without reload cancel, and with reload cancel, it has more. So I think,
Time spent shooting versus reloading on each of the guns.
yeah. So I mean, I don't know if you're good at reload canceling, I guess the Mantis is better. But if you're not and you're just starting out, I guess the Viper is a little bit more forgiving. Also, because it's better at handling shield gate then, because you're less
Right,
likely
Shield
to
Gate isn't too
basic
bad.
rounds.
Like I said, the Viper has this recoil problem after every shot, so I find it a bit difficult, the Viper, to get multiple headshots on a target. Meanwhile, the ultra rare, I guess equivalent, like a better word, the Valiant, doesn't really have that much recoil problem. So the Viper is kind of in the awkward position of, well,
That poor Viper.
rest in
The
peace,
hipfire
you're such
damage
an amazing
penalty.
gun in 2.
Yeah, see, I want to like the Viper but I don't use it. So maybe I'll give it another shot. But
There's a lot better damage percent on the hip fire for the Viper remaining. There's
That's
only
true.
15% loss, as opposed to a 65 for the Mantis. So if you're stuck no scoping, then
Are you sure that's the right call? Because I know the Raptor has the same percentage as well.
yeah, they both have 15%.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right here.
It's nice.
Yeah, I didn't know that actually. That's interesting. Yeah, I'm probably gonna have to give that another shot. I think my friend actually he used the Viper on Turian Soldier, and I guess he had some success with that. I know it's, like that's a pretty much a sort of if it has recoil, use it on a Turian, and then it's okay. But I think that's doable. I guess I don't know. I haven't tried that, but
I tried to think of Viper, and whenever I think Turian Soldier, I always think of Marksman. I'm thinking sniper rifle and Marksman.
I know, like, it doesn't seem, yeah, it's weird. I think you could also just, like, his passives have a decent amount of recoil reduction there, too, so.
Well, why not just the Turian Sentinel?
I don't know. I suppose you
Why
could do
not
that, too.
Zoidberg?
Ask your friend.
Actually, that would be better, yeah, because then you could have the overload to strip shields, and then you can make up for the lack of damage against, or, like, the less damage against armor with warp. Oh, man. I have to try that. Text my friend right now.
Next your
Copyright,
friend,
Mass
bro,
Effect
you got
podcast.
the wrong class.
That was way back when, so he might not have had the Turian Sentinel at the time or something. Like, that was a while ago.
I'll buy that.
At that. But that was back when we did Firebase White, Geth Silver, because we weren't good enough for gold yet. So, yeah, those were dark times looking back. Man, I don't.
Every gun?
I think we
I think we
have.
covered everyone.
Okay, well, we're at 40 minutes. What else do we want to talk about then?
I
help
would like
mods
to
probably
ask
help them.
about the blob at some point.
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
okay.
yeah,
Yeah,
talk
why don't
about
you?
that.
Curious about
He's
how
been
that
quiet.
came about.
He's been too
Well,
quiet. What's that?
How about y'all? Like, do y'all have like any questions about it or anything? Anything?
How
you're
did it
curious
start? And why
I
did
might
you
only
take on
less
that
than
burden?
15%.
about?
Yeah.
Let's see. Why did it start? Way back a long, long time ago when I actually it was when I first started playing multiplayer. Like I'm the kind of person who just doesn't like looking up or like making their own builds. I like looking them up, and like all the games I had played before that, there's always like a build site because most RPG style games I'd played before that were just MMOs. So I had just I wasn't that new to Reddit, but I was fairly newish to Reddit. So I knew like there was probably some Mass Effect something, so I looked up the subreddit and started lurking for a little while. I was like, oh, there's probably some kind of resource for like I don't know, builds and stuff. So I looked around and there wasn't anything. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do it. I'm just gonna make this just a list of just builds for all the classes, and it was just gonna be like, I don't know, 5 or 10 builds from each class, and it wasn't gonna be this monstrous thing it's turned into. But yeah, because it's actually almost 2 years old now, I think. Yeah, I'm pulling it up right now, and the original post was posted on September 29th in 2012. So yeah, that was a long time ago.
So you did all this before Final Update, and I've just been keeping it current?
Yeah, like, I remember it was the last bit of DLC that was after I had, like, made the whole committee and done all this official stuff with it. It was the most frustrating thing, because, like, we would, like, I bet Shredder remembers, but we just had, like,
Oh, God,
dozens
spreadsheet.
and dozens of just builds that were just completely redundant, and was part of the reason that I was like, we really need some kind of like screening thing, because part of the thing is I'm actually not that good at this game. Like I'm good enough to like hold my own on gold, but like I can't like break down stuff and like analyze everything properly. So, I don't know. I needed a bunch of people who actually were very well knowledgeable on this game and stuff. But yeah, going back to like how it started, like it was actually kind of interesting because like I can't remember if a lot of people requested that it was sidebarred or something like that, but it ended up being like back when like Salsa was a mod still, like back when I think it was back when he was solo mod and all that.
Yeah, he didn't change until November of 2012.
Yeah. And basically I was like, this should totally be on the sidebar or something. And then Shredder was also like, yeah, it definitely needs to be sidebarred. And then it's also just like, well, I would add this to the sidebar, but you kind of skip my builds. And then that was before I knew Salsa was Salsa, so I thought like he was being like super serious, and I just got like defensive aggressive something, and I was like, dude, come on, like I'm working hard on this, just put it on the sidebar.
I didn't know about that. That's really funny.
Are there any personal favorites of yours?
This may come as a shock to you, but I don't actually use it that much anymore. Like I'll pull it up when I need to. I think there was one that I used one time that I really liked, and I'm trying to find it, but then I just remembered that I'm trying to use that post, that like the original post to look through all of it, and it's not going to be in that.
You organize. I'm sure you'll find it.
Yeah, like it's not hard to pull up if you know how. I don't know. I really like all the team builds because they're really interesting. You never have the opportunity to use any of those.
And it has a Game of Thrones reference.
Yeah. What's funny is like that team build that I did. That's the Game of Thrones reference. That was before I even started watching Game of Thrones. Like I didn't
Also,
really
it's
know
from the
anything
meme?
about it. Huh?
Is it from the meme then?
Like,
Not
I
even
mean,
the show?
I knew about Game of Thrones, but I don't know. I didn't really follow it or know much about like any of the characters or anything.
I mean, everybody knows winter is coming. You don't need to watch the show or read the books for that.
Yeah.
So,
Actually, I think I do know my favorite build, and it's, I think, my only build on there. Yeah, it's my only build on there.
oh, I
And
see.
it's
Okay.
my-
Coincidence.
Your favorite build is the one that you made.
Oh no, like it's not just because I made it. It's because it's so fun to play. It's the Batarian Brawler.
Actually,
but
curious
yeah,
now.
It's I don't know. I have a lot of fun playing it. But I definitely designed it around it being played on bronze and silver. And on gold, it still works pretty well in my opinion. But I don't know. It's basically designed around the fact that you can set up a bunch of like passives on all your powers to where whenever you biotic charge, and then it like gives you some kind of bonus or something. Or no, it's the charge that gets you in, and then you put blade armor to where it gives you like durability or something, and then you
You just punch things.
you just heavy melee things, and it makes you invincible for like a few seconds. And what's funny is that I actually threw the Falcon on it just because it's a decent AoE stun. So you can use it on Geth with very good efficiency.
Yeah, I really like that. I think I'm not looking at your build right now, but if it's anything like the one that I had, which is just charge punch, then I think that I really like that. It's just fun and satisfying. Makes me wish that they hadn't recycled the human sound effects for the Batarian.
Both materials.
Yeah, it makes me a little mad. That's right, though.
What about your guys' personal favorite? BLoB.
The BBLoB.
Yes.
BBLoB.
I'm too biased
Yeah,
to
but-
give an answer.
That is true.
I'll go last if you're still curious.
Okay, then.
I honestly, I don't look at it for reference. I'm pretty satisfied with all the builds that I use. I think it's definitely very useful for people that are like, I have a few friends that they just don't like think about things. Like they're just like, oh, let's just look up. Like they'll just ask me like, how do I spec this? Which is then a problem when they say like, oh, Siege Pulse gives me damage reduction. Like, yes. Did you read the powers? Like, no, I just asked you what it was. And like, okay, then don't read the powers. So like, on the one hand, I kind of like, I almost don't like, and like, no offense to you, Kojak, I almost don't like the people that just kind of look up the builds and are just like, oh, okay, well, this is where I put my points. Like that bothers me. So I don't know. Looping back around, I don't have a favorite build on there because I don't use it. So yeah.
I feel kind of exclusive here.
I brought this one up in the basic human podcast, but my favorite one is the Frosty Burp Gun Michael Caine Duda build. Because it's the human infiltrator, the hurricane sniper on it, where you freeze things and then blow them off with the hurricane. You just kind of destroy things. I thought it was really interesting. I never would have thought of using the hurricane as a sniper and actually have it work really, really well. So credit to Yum Stewart on that one.
What class?
That's my favorite. Here, I could link it for you guys.
Oh yeah. I was couldn't remember what class it was, but yeah, like, I love that.
Sounds so silly, but it works so well.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, like we said before, I remember playing with you, just being like, "What? This working?"
Sniper Hurricane. Never would have thought.
Here, I'll look through the list of builds here. We'll pick one.
What about you, John? What's been your favorite experience? The block.
The Voyager Hunter Engineer. It was actually by Aaron Shredder, so that's kind of fun. I don't know. It's a personal, because it changed up my playstyle. Like I'm more of a just keep shooting guy. I never really thought of like debuff and then attack. He's more I don't know. It's one of my favorites. It's one of those builds though where like I have to get better weapons in order to keep trying. But yeah, it's definitely one of my favorites.
All right, I found my favorite. It's the murder train. just because of the name, and then I always see his flare. It just like makes me smile because that's exactly how I feel playing that character. Just murder train.
If you're not aware, that is the top upvoted post of all time on our subreddit. That build.
I think I do remember that.
I wonder why.
What one? What is this?
The murder train.
I'm assuming that's a Vanguard of
What
some
is that?
sort.
Yeah, it's the Krogan Vanguard.
I'm gonna take this off topic. Where did that come from?
I think he just made it up and just like if you read that original like the original build, it's just the most epically written build I've ever done or seen. Except for there's this one like American something related I think it was a soldier of some kind.
Ninja Ninjas, I think.
Maybe it was all like America themed, but I can't remember what it was.
Ninja. Pretty certain.
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah.
Chat.
But yeah, like, it was done by the Murder Train. I think it was just made up by Big Boss Odin. And if you didn't know, one of our banner, like one of the challenge banners was actually when they did the, fan challenge to design them. One of them is actually his,
Yeah, it's a Krogan Vanguard punch in the ground.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's one of my
That's Big
favorites.
Boss
I didn't know
Odin's.
that was.
Yeah, that was Big Boss Odin who did that.
That's really cool.
Shout out to Big Boss Odin,
Yeah,
our beloved murder train rider.
I feel like Coltrane from Gears of War. Like when I'm playing that, I think that's one of the reasons why it's so appealing.
Yeah, he also had a really good, what was it? The Krogan Shaman build that was actually one of my other favorite builds is because I used to run that all the time because it's so tanky but so powerful at the same time. It was the Poppin' Barriers build, it was not that one. I could have sworn that,
Not Big Boss Odin, but there's...
I thought Big Boss
Club.
did that, but no, it was,
Fanboy?
who was
The
it?
barrier one?
No, yeah, it was, Fanboy who did that one. And I ran that one like nobody's business for the longest time. I think I tweaked it a few times.
I'll have to check that out. I haven't been satisfied with the shaman up till or
I don't know. You basically have to get in the mindset of being just a tank, like a literal tank, just slow moving and just able to soak up bunches and bunches of damage, and then also be able to do really, really good damage in really short bursts.
I'm gonna have to try
Warp
that.
Shockwave's pretty good on him. It's pretty good.
yeah. All right, Shredder. What was you said you were waiting till?
I'll wait till the end. Okay, if you aren't reading the big BBLoB, excuse me for trying to talk over that. I apparently have 13% of the builds at 41, so I might have a massive bias towards anything, because I put so many on there. Most of them are garbage, in some respect. Like, we don't talk too much about Liquid Thunder, which is a human vanguard without biotic charge.
Oh no, Liquid Thunder's awesome.
Please don't take that seriously.
Liquid Thunder.
Unless you're me, then...
That was the first salsa video I ever watched. Was him just like, why would you use this? It's so funny.
Yeah.
Other favorites, that wasn't me. I like Ryvision. I think that's how you pronounce it. Ryvision's Explosions for the Battlefield 3 Soldier, because I kind of like the powers, but he actually put me over the edge of, alright, I like the Venom. I like Carnage, frag grenades do good explosion. Yeah. That's pretty good. You got something for small guys, something for big guys. And you are somewhat tanky with Adrenaline Rush.
Yeah. Got off of because everybody knows Shredder has the absurd number of builds more than anybody by easily over double.
2.5.
But there's actually, Spark 2's second at 16. But there's actually because I track, like how many builds every single user has posted, but like in what class and what classes builds have been posted, all this like super redundant stuff that doesn't matter at all. But there's actually like an EGOT of the BBLoB, if you will, where it's just the people who have done at least one of every single build. And I think there's only 2 people who have, maybe 3. Shredder, obviously, and Spark 2. Demigod's close.
Class?
Yeah, one of, like, an adept, a soldier, an engineer, a sentinel, an infiltrator, a vanguard, and a team build.
That is quite a lot.
And, let's see, there's only, it would have to be 7, so there's only 7 people right now who might be able to get it. But yeah, like only 2 people right now have it, and that's Shredder and Spark 2. Unholy Demigod, like I said, is 2 away. Salsa Dips is actually the closest he's just missing a soldier. Like that's all he needs and he'll have it. But yeah, it's one of the interesting things I do is I have these absurdly complicated spreadsheets just drawn out to track all this completely useless stuff.
See, now
Well, I learned that today.
That was going to be like a ton of more builds just to like compete for your attention.
Oh yeah, that's something I guess I should mention is
What exactly is the approval way
it's
for the thing? How do you become BBLoB approved?
I actually posted a video a while back because I had a bunch of questions, and it's like it shows like everything I do involved with the whole process. But I do it, like, if you've noticed, I do it very rarely because I have to take like 2 or 3 hours out of my day, just to make sure I have, time to do it because it takes me forever.
So do you try out all these classes firsthand, or do you just...
no.
Is it more formatted in an interesting way? How do you go about it?
Should I explain?
I think I can get it because I don't know if you know all of the background stuff. Basically, I started off whenever a build gets posted to ME Co-op, because that's one of the requirements that I have, is that it has to be posted on the subreddit. I'll upvote it just so like I can go back later into like my user page on my liked posts and just pull them all up at once in a huge window that's about 30 tabs at a time usually. And then I'll just upvote it and save it for later. Just don't do anything else with it for now. And then when that's just what I do like actively on a like time by time basis. And then after that, like when I'm actually ready to like do an update, there's two different parts of it. There's the getting all of the old builds that have been reviewed already onto the BBLoB, and then after that putting all the new ones on. And right now I do have a batch ready to be updated. I just did so much work. But so basically I'll go into the one spreadsheet and pull up all of the builds that are ready to get onto the BBLoB, and I have like 3 or 4 Python scripts that are just designed to like let me enter in information about the builds, and it'll spit me out a link that I can actually just copy into the actual BBLoB, and it'll just have everything there, because it's table format on Reddit is like the most confusing thing to read if there's a lot of stuff in the table. So it's nice to have all that ready to go, so I don't have to like make sure everything's right. But yeah, after I get all the new builds into the BBLoB, which is done from this huge spreadsheet, I'll get all of the builds that I've upvoted in the past, usually months, into one giant window that I said has like about 30 tabs on it usually. And I'll go through every single one of those, pull up one of my Python scripts, enter in the URL, the title of it, the author, the build links. If they, this is actually the most frustrating part about it, is if they don't have one of the build links, then I actually have a completely different Python script that converts from one to the other. And if I knew how to like release that in a way that like other people could use it, I totally would, but it took all of the knowledge that I have of coding to do that. Like I had to Google a lot of stuff to do that.
That's quite a lot of process for a big list of builds.
We're about halfway done. So I get all of that into like a notepad file, and just say like, so it'll have like all the table format, like, cause that's what I'm doing at this spot, is just getting all the table formats for all the builds, so I can just enter in the information later and paste it into the table, into the like wiki pages. And then after that, one of the things that gets entered is like just some stuff for the BBLoB committee, who it consists of I Pity the Fool, Republican Shredder, Implier, Simply Waffle, and Internet Web Ninja. And basically, I guess Shredder can explain what they do better, because I just give them all the stuff and let them do their thing, because I don't know enough about the game. So Shredder, if you want to go ahead and let them know what you do.
Alright, so we have a giant spreadsheet. Oh my goodness. When we first did this, there was a massive backlog in the spreadsheet, and you're trying to eliminate redundancies. So what will happen is we have a spreadsheet. The first column says whatever kit it is. There's the build, and there's the post. Thanks to Kojak, because Kojak's organized everything. Makes it so much easier.
Yeah, a lot of that credit goes to Interweb, though. He did a lot of the work on the table. I just told him what I wanted.
And then for each individual person, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 columns. On the BBLoB, I think you only see 5 of them. Sorry, I'm trying to make sure I'm clear on this. So the first column is our general yes/no vote. Do we want to add this or not? Usually that's the last thing, because we have to analyze everything else. Then we talk about range. What kind of range will usually stick around in? You'll see on the BBLoB. You'll see the range. You'll see the role. Is it more good at killing small guys or big guys? Could be both. How does it hurt people a lot? Using guns, most of your powers, or we call it hybrid or melee. Hybrid is you kind of have to use both. I mean, you can't have one without the other. Yeah, in some sense, you do kind of have to use both for a lot of kits. But which one does it lean more heavily towards? Then there's sort of a rating, 1 out of 5. It's pretty subjective. Usually we try to rate it against each other ones in the same kit.
Oh, so you guys do the rating yourselves, not like how many people in the community like it, sort of thing. That's you guys?
Yes, and it's averaged.
Oh.
So
Okay,
let's
I didn't know
say,
that.
let's just say I really, hypothetically, let's say I really hate one of my own builds, and I give it a 1, and the other 3 authors give it a 5. It'll average out to something like 3.5. We try our best to be subjective. We think 3 is average. We almost never give anything a 5 unless it's absolutely superb. We also kind of give this rating more benefit of the doubt if it's more explanatory. So something that's, a short post might get a 3, but it could be the same build, but if they more explain it, they probably get more like a 3.5, 4, even if it's the same exact thing. And then in the last column, we have a comment saying what, maybe if our idea is different, oh, this is what we believe happens. So I'm trying to look at my comments at the moment. Some of them are really stupid, like explosions for the Right Vision build. Sometimes I would say may not be the best, but in the comments of that build, I Pay the Fool has some good points. Or I say, this is redundant because it's already just like the other Slayer builds, for example. That's kind of the comments, and we do argue with each other.
Yeah. I tried to set it up as a pretty decent forum for discussion, just because I try to get people who don't really have the complete same gaming philosophies, just so we get a better balance of just rate, because the rating is very subjective, but it's not inaccurate. Or as inaccurate as the raters would like to lead on.
It's don't take the rating. Oh, it's got a higher rating, therefore it's better.
Today I learned.
Well, I think the other thing you have to think about is user friendliness, because a lot of people who look at the builds there are probably looking to just try out something, and so that is a good disclaimer to have, is that just because it's the highest rated doesn't mean it's the easiest to execute.
That's also kind of why I set up those other categories, like the range, roll, and attack style, just because I know people are just looking for I like this character, but I don't like to be up in your face. Maybe you want to play some kind of Vanguard or something, like a Vanguard, but you don't want to be up close. And if you look under Drill Vanguard, there's actually a long-range Vanguard that you can use. That's actually done by Shredder. It's called the Unforgiven.
Because you don't use Biotic Charge, you use Pull to stun enemies. Or force them to dodge.
And then you shoot them in the mouth.
Yeah,
I think it's the only... now there's one other Vanguard that has some long range to it, and that's Gigabane, I don't know how to say that, Gigabane, his Thessian longbow build.
Yeah.
which is a mid to long range, but and there's also there's a few ones.
Well, because you can stasis snipe with them, I think that's.
That was the idea.
Yeah.
But apparently you guys don't rate that very highly.
Well,
Passive
Yeah.
aggressiveness much.
I just think it's funny looking through all the Vanguards, and it looks like everyone that's close range is like a 3 on average. I'm wondering if that's through just you guys not enjoying playing a Vanguard that way, or if Biotic Charge is that key on any sort of Vanguard. And
Well-
you guys just value charge, even though it's Shredder's favorite ability. Not.
I just suck with it.
I mean, there's a few, like, I think it's just, I tried to, like, give the advice of just rate it to, like, if you could, like, have a perfectly efficient class, I guess, all the ratings are supposed to be, like, class-based, like, not overall, like, how good they are as a character in ME co-op, but how good it is as a build for this character. Like, could you be more efficient with it, or are you just leaving out certain things just so you can focus on something else that might not do as much damage or something?
Okay, that's a better way to think about it, because obviously comparing like damage output to a Geth Infiltrator is a little bit problematic.
Yeah.
So, is there any other questions you want to ask about the big bad list of builds while we're here?
Or is
Why
that
are
their
you so
wiki work?
awesome?
Oh, I mean, there's one other thing, like, basically after they rated, then I just throw those ratings into the little thing I made earlier and throw that into the build. And then I post all those things to all the people's, comments, like, build comment sections. And then that's a great, great source of karma income.
So the true reason
true.
is revealed.
Yeah,
It's true. That's how I
Yay.
got all
been
my
found
karma.
out.
We cracked the code.
Man, see, like I was gonna say, like I kind of want to make a build that goes on the blob just so I can feel like that validation of like being active in the community. But now that you've explained how much work goes into that, I'm like, you know what? I'll leave you. I'll leave you alone.
On the individual level, it's not, like, any big deal. Like, I have probably a backlog of easily 20 or 30 builds right now, going back months, so I probably should do it soon. I actually was thinking, I guess this might be just this kind of announcement, I might be closing off the, like, the build for, like, new builds and stuff sometime soon, like, after the next update might be the last one, just because it's plenty big.
Oh.
And the life of the game is just on the final leg of just people play it when it's on sale or when they feel like playing it and all that. So I might just load in the last few builds and just leave it at that. And then, I don't know, start future-proofing the wiki for ME4 or something.
I want to get a build in there at some point, so don't close it off yet.
I know, right? Like I kind of want to get one to be like, see, I can do something besides host the podcast and make shit posts.
It'd be sad when you submit your build and then you realize it's the same exact as another build and it gets
That's the
rejected.
problem, yeah. Like, I'm not really original when it comes to that sort of thing.
Maybe
So
you should think outside the box.
that's what I don't know.
I
Like,
just heard
that's-
someone in this podcast who's talking. Sorry, that was a really bad humble brag.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying like I was interrupting somebody. I was like, what?
No. You could try a sniper fury. I don't know. Think of something clever.
No, I get so mad at those people though. No.
Wait, someone else uses a sniper rifle in the fury.
I've seen there was like an epidemic of people using the javelin or something, like the heavier sniper rifles in the Fury. I was like, what are you doing? Stop! Made me upset. I don't know, I was way back when I asked for Geth Trooper builds and someone posted like a javelin trooper build. This is on BSN, and I have yet to try it out, but I might now that I'm promoting things. But that sounds reasonably original. I don't know. We'll see. Alright, so we've been going for a little over an hour now, I think. So, anything else you want to do before
Challenge.
Yeah, that's
Challenge.
Alright, so the challenge that I'm to give to y'all is related to our topic of you have to use what it is, you have to use a weapon-based character with a shuriken on gold and extract.
Can we use a
Jack, you're doing this
secondary
with me, by the
weapon?
way.
Can we use a secondary weapon?
No, let's turn this.
No.
Oh, yeah, you
No?
can just put out like a Harrier and then a Shuriken, just be like secondary weapon.
I had it. It was there.
I mean, by that logic, you might as well just use a power class. But no, a weapon, like a character that needs a strong weapon, throw on a shuriken.
And does it have to be a weapons class as defined by the blob? Or are we able to use discretion?
I was gonna say, because like I was gonna ask if is a Turian Sentinel count as a weapons class?
Turian Sentinel, no.
Okay, yeah, that's like a hybrid.
Basically, most soldiers I would put in as a weapons-based class. I guess that's a good kind of guideline. Is like if it says that it's a weapon class in the BBLoB. Like if the majority of the builds for that class in the BBLoB are weapon, then you could probably just assume that it's a weapon-based class. Like the Volus Mercenary, for example.
I dibs on the Geth Infiltrator. I feel like that's the only that's gonna be have to be my saving grace.
He's on the engineer, because obviously he's weapons class.
Yeah, loophole abuse is an integral part of Mass Effect co-op.
Mm-hmm.
It really
Part
is.
of not having fun.
What else? I'm gonna put him on like the Volus. Like I don't even know.
Volus Mercenary.
It's like I'm not very good. I struggle with gold. Making me use a shuriken? That's no.
Learn
Well, I
how
mean, if
to
you have to
be
do it on
better.
silver, you can do it on silver.
Oh, we can do gold. We aren't.
Yeah, we can do it. Yeah, no, we can do gold.
We
We're
beat
men.
platinum last night.
Oh yeah.
Good.
Yeah, I felt
I didn't do
so
platinum last
good.
night,
You went to
therefore
bed.
I
You were like,
can't do
yeah,
it.
see ya.
We were doing it. We were like, hey, John, we're going to do platinum after this. And we're like, oh, no, I have to go to bed, guys.
We did. Which, I want to talk about that a little bit. I have only ever done platinum once, and that was twice. One was a farming setup. One, I never got past wave 1. So I felt really good coming back after, I think, 18 months was when I tried platinum legit. It felt really good to come back and beat it. It felt good to have that growth as a player. So I don't know, man. Is there a special club like I did platinum or something?
Yeah.
Awesome, sweet.
We could change
Give me
the
the
blob
keys.
approved picture, make it silver, and call it platinum approved. Then
Yes.
I'll send that to you.
Okay, yeah. Anything else we want to talk about now, or?
I look forward to playing with Kojak with a shuriken.
Yeah, it's the best gun, don't you know?
Oh, one question. Are we allowed to be the guy that picks a weapon class, and by that, melee? Or melee is considered power, right? I mean, I'm not gonna do it, I just want to clarify. Melee characters don't count.
Melee's too much of like a subset of like your whatever class you're playing. Like, there's very few, like you have to like gear towards playing as a melee character, so that's fine.
I feel
Really,
like
I could play your Krogan, or your Batarian Brawler build?
Yeah, sure.
Alright.
You have to do
I
it
like
on
2.6.
guest though.
No, that's
Uh.
the Vanguard's a power class though.
Yeah.
Oh
it's-
yeah, it does. It is classified as power with an M, so I guess I can't do it. Never mind.
I guess I do have one last question before we wrap things up. Why do you hate the Geth so much? On a personal level?
Like the enemy or
alright.
the characters?
The
The
enemy.
enemy.
Okay.
So that guy I was talking about earlier that did Geth Hydra, that was a period of about 4 months of my life where it would just be me and him, Geth Hydra, and I would just get stagger locked all the time, and now I have this unnatural hatred of Geth because every time I see them, I just, I'm back on Hydra getting stagger locked some more. And it's actually kind of trickled off into other games to where any kind of like stagger stun lock build I
Post-traumatic stress disorder.
hate. I just hate stun lock builds. But yeah, it all goes back to Hydra.
It always goes back to Hydra. That's
And a
good
guy
quote.
who likes the Wu-Tang Clan.
Alright, are we good to go then? Do our closing? Alright, well, thank you very much, Mr. Kojak, for being on. I hope you had fun. It was definitely fun having you on here.
It was good to be here.
And that was episode 4 of The Extraction Zone. If this is on YouTube, be sure to like and subscribe, all that fancy stuff that you do on YouTube. really helps us out. So, yeah, we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.